Good morning, Malcolm. How are you today?
Hi, Bonnie.
Great
I'm
to see you.
excellent.
Good.
Nice
I'm
to be
excellent
seen.
too. Although I have to tell you, I'm still shaking a little bit after this one. Oh
Ooh,
my goodness. What a
yeah, I
roller
love it.
coaster. What a thrill ride. Honestly, we've spoken many times before in the past for the best man movies and girls trip and all that kind of stuff. This is completely different for you. What was it about the script when you read it? You went, I'm going to check this. I'm going to try this.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I could not put the script down. I started reading it. I couldn't put it down. I thought it was so fun. It was surprising me constantly. I was talking back to the script, and I was
Right.
like, I always love thrillers, right? Like Fatal Attraction is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Sure.
And I was like, you know what? I want to dip my toe in this water and try this out.
Was there anything that kind of, I don't know, made you nervous about checking out the genre? But it's just been exciting. I mean, I know you're a director; you can do anything. You know what I mean? But it's something new. And plus, you not only this script and this story, but you have Blumhouse and Tyler Perry behind you. So, hello, come on, really, no brainer.
No, listen, I feel very confident in myself and my abilities to, do the best story possible, and I just want to, establish tone first. And so I do my research. I've never done a psychological thriller or a horror movie before, so I watched, a number of those, classic movies, like the
Yeah,
Hitchcock movies and Fatal Attraction again, and the Adrian Lyne movies, and you know, so what it's most important for me to establish tone first and foremost. And when you get influences by those producers, they tell you, okay, here's how we would do things, and here's how this what's
sure.
worked for us in the past. It's great to hear, and you put it through a cipher and make sure that it all comes out the way that you want it, and that it's your vision. So that was what was most important for me, was to create a vision that worked for the genre and worked for me.
Perfect. And then as you're reading the script, did you have any of the actors in mind? Let's start with Chloe. I mean, oh my goodness, what
Yeah,
this girl goes through in this film,
absolutely.
you did not let up. I hope you gave her double pay for what she had to do in this movie. What impressed you or surprised you most about this young lady? She's extraordinary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Chloe Bailey does an amazing job in this movie. I did not have people in mind, specifically when I was reading it, but once I got through with it, we started talking about, like, okay, who could we cast in this movie? And I thought Chloe Bailey would be an excellent leading lady. And
Yeah.
she, I thought she was talented, but I really didn't understand the depth of her talent until I got to work with her.
Yeah.
And as you said, she has so much to do in this movie and so many colors to play in this film, and she fulfills every single one of them, like, to the hilt.
Yeah.
And then to get a veteran like Lynn Whitfield to play with
Yes.
her was
Yes.
fantastic. I've been a fan for hers for a very, very, very long time. And making sure that Lucien Laviscount was filling out the role of Marcus. Very, very good looking guy, and also a
Yeah.
wonderful,
He's
wonderful
okay.
actor. Yeah, 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 just a little bit good looking, and
Yeah.
and a fantastic actor. He
Right.
also still played a number of different colors himself. Anna Diop, who's a Blumhouse veteran, who I'd never seen so beautiful as before this movie. So I'm very glad that I got to chance to show her showcase her gorgeousness in this movie and her dark side as well. So, and
Yeah.
Coco Jones too. Great, great, great cast.
Yeah. I was going to say, if I were hired to work with a young kid and I walk into this big house and the first thing I see is this kid in a creepy mask, I'd be like, I'm out of here. Thanks so much.
Right. I
What
think a
is
lot of people feel
that,
that way.
Malcolm? What is it about that mask? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty simple in its design, but it also very effective. We looked at a lot of different kinds of masks,
Yeah.
from the continent of Africa, from Cameroon, from South Africa, from Senegal, from Kenya, and just try to see what the symbolism was behind some of the designs and colors. We didn't want it to be too busy, but we wanted to have a statement and make it very arresting. And so, like, one of the things about the white face of the mask was that it does symbolize grieving and death, and so we wanted to make sure we included that
Yeah.
in the because that, as you'll see in the movie, there's a lot of grief that is, and trauma that is part of the storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to ask from your perspective, What is it that makes a really good, just a horror film, but a good thriller? Is it the script? Is it the music? Is it the actors? What, in your opinion, makes us, do those jump scares? For me, I think it's more like I don't like horror films and I don't like
Yeah,
blood and guts, but a
right.
good thriller, if it makes me jump, what do you think makes a good thriller?
I think it's, number one, it's setting the tone, right? And it's a combination of all the things that you mentioned, right? It's the story, it's the costuming, it's the expectation level that you're setting up, and then the payoff.
Yeah.
Obviously you have to have really great actors. You have to have great music, but I think overall it's setting the tone of your platform and of your story and making sure that you either subvert those expectations or meet them and
Yeah.
sometimes exceed them. So, it's a combination of a lot of different things.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in our interview, you've done so many other great things, the Best Man films. But I want to know, are we going to have a Girls Trip sequel? I would like to see more. Thank you very much.
I understand, Bonnie. We are working on it, and we're working on it just for you. Hopefully, we will make sure we get another girls' trip very, very soon. We're working on it.
Well, I appreciate that because Malcolm, I really think that the girls need to have a trip here in Toronto, Canada. What do you think?
That's an interesting one.
Hmm.
As long as it's in the summertime, maybe a Caravana.
Yeah, see, I was just going to say that summertime or Caravana. Oh my God, the girls getting in the. Okay, I think we can work on this script together. I really do.
Let's work on that, Bonnie.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna. My wheels are rolling. And just to wrap it up, I know that you're obviously very much in contact with your best man guys, but you guys have a bourbon. Can you tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about this? How cool
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that?
Sable Bourbon. Sable Bourbon
Yeah,
is bottled in brotherhood. It's a bourbon that myself, Morris Chestnut, Tay Diggs, and Harold Perrineau put together. We wanted to, kind of like symbolize the feeling of the best man and our friendship, in this bottle. And it's a great bourbon. It doesn't burn. It feels
yeah.
really good going down. It's not too sweet. Very, very smooth. You can enjoy it on the rocks. You can enjoy it neat, or you can enjoy it in a cocktail. Even if you're not a bourbon drinker, you're gonna love it.
Well, cheers to all of you because if all four of you are involved in that, I'm not a bourbon drinker, but I would definitely try that out. So
You're gonna like it, Bonnie. Trust me when I tell you.
I trust you, my friend. I trusted you very much with this film because I was very nervous going into it, but you did a fabulous, fabulous job. Thank you so much for your time today, Malcolm, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Bonnie.
All right, take
Take
care. Have a
care.
good one. Bye bye. Bye.